Probably be going Fozey Sarme, but we'll have to see how it works, especially now that we're getting into game 1. Now, the legend picks that we're seeing come out from Impala and Clem, no surprise there. We're seeing, of course, that Kaya. And then we're seeing the Barraza, one of the rare Barrazas that we see in 2v2. Of course, the most notable one being Cody Travis.
I was going to say, I was going to say, you know, we do get to see quite a bit of that, but understandably so, he seems to be one of the only ones. Character definitely is nice, though, has some real good power on those SIGs, but it really just comes down to this teamwork and what they can do with that. I think sometimes blasters, I feel like, can be a little hard to use in twos if you guys are not that coordinated. Not to say that these two are not, but we're going to have to find out how good their coordination is as they go up against Fozey and Sarme. And this is good coordination this time around from Fozey and Sarme. Big pickup from Sarme, the double right there. Where are you guys going? Only to the blast zones.
Blasters are tough to play in twos because of that dead zone in between the actual hitbox and then where you are yourself as the legend. Especially after the Blasters nerfs, it takes a special player to continue to play Blasters in 2v2, see if they can get the full double here. Fozey's playing around there. He's playing really low on that wall. The weapon toss came out. Good save from Sarme. Did get the Sair follow-up coming out from Clem. That's going to be the full wipe. So they're not too far behind after that big opening from Sarme.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, you definitely don't want to let the opponent get too much momentum on you, so I like the good cleanup that we got from the blue team of Impala and Clem. As of right now, Sarme just hunting Impala down. Impala actually getting a nice neutral air to get back to the stage. Now trying to keep that pressure on. Not able to do much with it, though, but ooh. Okay, kind of stuck off here on the left side. Nobody looking. Could have got a team combo on Clem, but they kind of dropped it. Doesn't matter, though. Clem's still going to find that blast zone.
And you could kind of see the game plan that Sarme was looking for over on the edge as he gets over, around, and then below his opponent so he can reach up with the gauntlet nair and then throw down, maybe a weapon toss after that, or follow up with a gauntlet ground pound. But the neutral air that you pointed out, Impala was ready for it, so he had the range. Are they going to get the KO here? No, Sarme is able to get back due to the recovery of Fozey. We have a lot of spears on the screen now. Impala is actually disarmed. The side sig comes through, a little bit of team damage, but Sarme also hit Impala. See what happens between Impala and Fozey.
Oh, man. I mean, Sarme, I don't know what. I think Fozey, it looked like Sarme was going to try to go down there and save him, but he saw that he was way too far down. Fozey probably like, no, don't even worry about it, brother. I'm just going to drop it. He goes back to stage. They still do have a good lead here. Clem hurting, Sarme hurting, but does have another stock, and now Clem out of there. And so you know what that means, man. It's about to be an exhibition. Look at the comp. Oh, dropped it. Never mind. I lied.
Now, Clem hurting that you pointed out, I think that's the reason why we didn't see him just immediately go off to the edge and really put pressure out on, I believe it was Sarme floating out over there because he was so red on his final stock and he was risking a lot going over there. So he just stayed back. He wanted to play defensively there, wait for his teammates to come back so they could regroup and then play together. Of course, shortly after that, they still got the stock off on Clem, so he was taken out, leaving Impala in the 1v2. And you saw, it was pretty quick work. Not instant, but still very quick work.
Yeah, it was getting to that point where it could have been instant. There was a missed, I think, side light in there, but you know that could have led to a much larger combo. But they already got the damage that they needed to go ahead and just knock them off that stage and make it happen. So now Fozey and Sarme have a little discussion about how well they played there and if they can keep that type of gameplay up here on the other side of things. Clem and Impala are going to have a discussion on what they need to change to get a W on their side. Going down 2-0 this early in loser bracket, it's never going to feel good.
So I don't think we're going to see a legend swap coming out from Impala whatsoever. And honestly, I'm not too familiar with how deep the legend pool is for Clem. I'd be willing to bet that because Clem is playing Barraza, probably going to stick with Barraza. You can really lean on the axe, of course, a very strong weapon in 2v2s. You can also lean on the stat line, specifically that defense that Barraza has. I feel like I mostly don't see people play Barraza and then switch off. Like Barraza, it's in your core.
Right. You were correct. I mean, we did not get a swap here on the side of Impala and Clem. Does Barraza have like pretty decent force?
High strength, yes.
Okay, all right, I was gonna say because I know that Kaya does not.
Yeah, Kaya is going to be that lower defense legend, which is why the SIG kit is so good to help balance out those stats. Are they going to get the yes? This is going to be a full team wipe. This one also technically going to Sarme as well. So he opened up game 1 with a double KO. He opened up game 2 with a faster double KO. This one was like 25 seconds into the game.
Yeah, Sarme is definitely just playing at a speed a little faster than both Clem and Impala. They're going to have to try to find some way to lock this man down. But I feel like, in the time of trying to find that, you do have to still worry about Fozey, who seems to be doing a really good job of interrupting anytime they do start to get some type of advantage. Oh, that could have been a major play, but okay, actually no. This is still turning around. This is just a big scramble here on the right side, but no one really getting full advantage. So luckily, or good enough for the blue team to actually turn that into a stock. Unfortunately, though, they are very much hurting already on their seconds.
It's not looking good for Clem here. Might be taken out very soon. Of course, that recovery might have done it if it was a recovery from Fozey, but it was Impala, so that team damage is going to be a little bit lower damage and a little bit lower force. Oh, just barely! Doesn't have the timing to hit the side light. There is the dunk over the edge. The ground pound comes through. Impala trying to barely find his way back, hit the unarmed neutral air. Fozey's there. Oh, the dodge from Sarme as well to get through the incoming ground pound. I believe it was from Impala.
And Fozey right there, I mean, saving in red too. I mean, a very risky save to go for, but he still managed to make it happen. Spence is still living, just dancing on the side of this here stage and unable to get hit. Finally loses that stock. But wow, I mean, he's definitely put up a lot of numbers on that first stock. Make sure his team get a solid lead. And as you look at the blue team one more time, both of these guys in red, Clem already down on his last stock, just trying to find a way back down to the stage. Wait a minute. Okay.
Now you can see with that down air that Sarme hit on Impala, sending him over to the edge. Even though he's in the red, Sarme backed up from the edge guard because they really wanted to focus on Clem for that moment. Because he's in KO damage and on final stock, you gain a lot more by just knocking Clem out of the game than getting Impala's second stock.
Okay. Oh yeah, big combo
so
right here.
So they can set up for something exactly like this. They didn't quite finish it off, but they're right back into it.
Is Fozey trolling? Like, I don't know.
He just did the D-light, and then he did nothing after the D-light.
Twice,
Not sure
actually.
What happened there. So they still seem to be playing very well so far. Nice side air. The weapon toss is going down. The harpoon going high. The gauntlet's going low. The unarmed follow-up from Fozey. They're going to take that game as well. And this is looking tough because I don't expect Impala to swap. I don't expect Clem to swap. And they've just been dismantled by the red team, both Fozey and Sarme. Sarme's gotten 2 double KOs on each game. It's not like he hit some fluke that was lucky, happened to catch a dodge at the right time and everything went his way. He's done it with gauntlets. He's done it with scythe. Fozey's done a great job, mostly with spears, what he's been leaning on. It just seems like this is Fozey and Sarme set to basically lose.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, you can see the double KO coming up right in front of your face right there. That was the second one that he was able to get in this set. And that they just continually putting his team ahead super early, and they just never really dropped that lead. That was a 3-stock finisher with them barely being in orange. So I mean, that's a very dominant win.
And you saw Sarme was in the orange on his second stock. I'm sorry, Fozey was in orange on second stock. Sarme was in orange on final stock. And really, he was only on that final stock because he tried to chase so low that he basically ended up falling into the blast zone. No one really sent him there. He was like, I'm going to go in for this long ground pound. And if I'm done, I'm done. I'm going to come back on my next stock. We're playing better than the other team. It's not going to be a problem. And as we saw, it wasn't a problem.
All right, so here we go. Oh, okay. Big stomp right, or a big sig right there to go ahead and push him a little further down. It looks like we're still working at another chance to potentially get a double. Okay, some people making it back to the stage. Sarme still keeping that pressure up here on the right side. Just really like the way this team is working. I mean, a well-oiled machine. Somebody gets hit, and immediately the other teammate's there to get a huge punish every time.
Because you look at Sarme, and you're like, okay, he's taking a lot of damage this game compared to everybody else. He gets hit with, like, a blaster's sidelight, and then all of a sudden, Fozey comes in, D-Sig. So he's not only going to get a punish for a punish, but he's going to get the bigger punish, so he definitely comes out on top in that situation.
All right, somehow he is going to end up losing that stock. I'm actually looking over here on the left side. Sarme going to be dropping that stock pretty soon. So this isn't a bad spot for, okay. Well, it's still not a bad spot here for the blue team. They get the stock off of Fozey. Fozey does seem to be very hard to get off of these stocks, though, as he has, I think, had 2 stocks on both games now at the end. And now he's still sitting here on this third one in a very deep red. They still just can't find this hit on him.
He's putting out a lot of lance damage here as well. I'm wondering if he's waiting for a spear to come in. Now he's going to have a chance to go pick up that spear. But his lance was doing a lot of work. He's really been leaning on the spear for like the vast majority of his damage so far in this set. But you saw him throwing out a lot of nairs, throwing out sidelight, neutral, or true combos as well. Great work with the D-light also on the lance. So now he has that spear, and it seems like they almost were unstoppable, but somehow Sarme fell off that second stock very quickly when they got that double KO.
Uh-oh.
So technically, Red Team is still in the lead here. If they can get Impala off of the second stock, they will absolutely be in the lead.
Yeah, it's like that flex lead, really. You know, like the fact that they have a fresh Clem, you know, that's a little scary. But the fact that Impala's so hurt, even if they don't get him off of the stage, he does have to spend a lot of time just trying to get back to the stage. So that still gives you 2v1 time. Does end up losing that stock. Now we do have the true flex game of we have 2 stocks, but you guys have 1, and both of them are hurt.
Nice,
and there it is.
From Impala. Not just getting the damage, but actually getting the KO, bullying Sarme out of the game. So now it's Fozey in the 1v2. It's 2 stocks to 2. He's able to get back on stage, and you see Impala. They're playing very carefully. They're backing up. They actually gave Fozey a little bit of room so that they could wait for the right moment to hit the punish. The punish was a side air from Impala's spear. There is a weapon spawn on the stage. He has iframes. He gets to it very quickly before the iframes run out.
Yeah, very smart. Impala looking for maybe him trying to dash through or maybe even hit him, throwing out that down sig on the ground and letting it charge and whatnot. But Fozey has got to figure out some way to get some more damage out here on Impala, and also maybe find the stock here on Clem. But Clem doesn't even really feel that hurt either, so still got to put some more damage out here too. Ooh. Nice.
You see he was going for the side light into the side sig so that he could get Clem with the side signature after hitting Impala in case Clem wanted to come in for the punish to save Impala. So that was a really great idea from Fozey that unfortunately for him did not pan out. Just barely getting away from that Blaster's D-Light that would have led into the recovery. Oh, doesn't quite have the spacing. He's still living off the top.
Still living. They got the damage here onto Fozey though, but he is just not going down without a fight yet. Unfortunately though, hasn't been able to put up much. That's going to be enough though. Yeah, there it is. Good pickup from Impala, and they actually do get on the board, Clem and Impala, making sure this is not a 3-0.
And looking at the graph here, like this was very much due in major part to Sarme basically only playing like 56% of the game. He was taken out so early. His second stock was deleted so quickly. He lost his second, like right as Fozey lost his first. And so that difference between those two means that one player basically has to play very defensive. They have to shark around. They have to run around as best as they can. And if Clem and Impala just kind of ignore him and let him do that, then they can put work onto Fozey. Start working on that second stock. All of a sudden, both members of Red are on final stocks, and they're in a tough spot.
Right. So, getting into our 4th game now. Let's see if we can get a definitive W here from Fozey and Sarme, or have Clem and Impala really actually figure this thing out. You know, it took them a little bit. They did get a very, very nice double kill in the middle part of that 3rd game. But, I mean, those are just kind of like fleeting moments. You got to make that stuff happen all the time.
Oh, that ground pound could be a big setup. He's going for another one. That one might have been curtains for Sarme. He's going to turn this around.
Man.
Dodge came out from Impala. He was sent away. Saved!
Genuinely, it is just, I mean, like, we're right back into no neutral November again. We have been on the sides.
Oh, that's pick up.
Yeah.
I can't believe he got the pick up on that. Can Clem turn this around? He's going to back away, being at weapon disadvantage. Go back, strip the field, go over onto the blasters. A little bit of team damage there. Okay, Sarme actually gets the follow-up after the D-Light.
It's so crazy how this like match, it's just so chaotic. This one specifically is just so chaotic. No one has really been able to catch any type of advantage for long, and they just kind of be fighting like any and everywhere. Those fights have been all over the place now. Those fights are kind of split up, and you see Clem maybe trying to make a little 2v1 action happening, but Sarme gonna actually clean him up for coming over there. He said, "This was a mistake, sir."
Get the GC side light, got the KO on that. Blue team now just a little bit behind here. If they can bully Sarme out of the game like they did last game, that seemed to be their win condition. That was the most successful they've done so far. D-Light into the side air. Fozey has his eyes set on Clem. Impala was coming in. Try and hit Fozey as he chased Clem into the air.
Yeah, man, it's another one of those situations too where Fozey is just allowed to live for so long. Luckily in this game, in comparison to like, you know, a lot of other platform fighters, when that character is gone, they're gone. So, you know, stock tanking is good if you're good at the 2v1. But I mean, Fozey has definitely got to still be able to cover his partner. If Sarme is getting hit this much, Fozey needs to be finding all that damage that Sarme is taking as a punish almost every time. Uh-oh.
Okay, finally going to lose that first stock, about 1 minute and 50 seconds. That is 1:50 into this game. They also get the stock off of Sarme right after that. So Sarme is on final stock. We'll see if they focus on him more here. The little unarmed combo, we don't see those too often. But they wanted to grab it right in the beginning as Impala spawned in.
I like that though. Clem willing to throw his weapon away to make sure that unarmed combo didn't go for too long. He did actually get a hit with that weapon toss from off the stage. Clem now going to be kicked off of that stock. And now Impala, okay. putting him some damage, some numbers there, fighting while his teammate comes back. But he is way out there. And that. Oh man, it was a good attempt at a save from Clem, but Fozey was actually right there to clean that right back up. He's like, I know you're going to hit him up, and I'm going to be coming already down with the ground pound. And now it's just up to Clem to take out 3 stocks. It's possible, but, you know, very improbable right now.
It's going to be very tough, especially when you have those, like, oh, when he gets the dunk. Another ground pound coming out. It seemed like he wanted to style on it a little bit. You saw the GC come out, or at least the potential GC. He didn't actually cancel that dodge, so it was just the spot dodge in place. He was probably looking for either a D-Sig, more likely because Orion Brain takes over, and you go for that neutral signature that he's found like 3 different times in this set. They just had the control, and really the spear ground pound. That is why that weapon is so good off stage.